Hi, PA Sheppard here. First of all, I'd like to thank Brad Proctor for hosting the 31 Days of Horror. It's a fantastic idea and I'm grateful to be involved. Today I'll be reading the opening scene from Ashtrays and Kittens. I'm the author of The Nightcrawler, Terraforming and a few other books. By the time this video hits YouTube, the sequel to this book should be out. It's released by Raventail Publishing. And the next book is called Black Cats and Exit Wounds. So here's a taster from the first book. An ashtray. You found a crystal-cut ashtray in the stomach of your second victim. I regretted the question immediately, sinking into my suit underneath his warning glare. You gonna make me repeat myself, or you gonna shut the hell up and hear how the story really happened? Alexei Dimitrov stared at me through the smoke of his cigar, his hard eyes piercing the swirling haze. Scrutiny and the challenge in his glare was as intimidating then as it was during our first meeting. There was no humanity behind those eyes, no sign of life beyond the slow exhalation of premium Cuban smoke. He waited for me to respond. The silence he created was as uncomfortable as the image he described. Alexei Dimitrov, Eastern Europe's most feared inmate, controlled what happened here. Just as he dictated every aspect of his life and crimes, the man was a monster. I had to back down and I had to apologize. That was the first of his unspoken rules, formalities I'd learned through trial and error. If I wanted this interview to continue, if I wanted to keep him talking and learn about the voice that urged him to kill, I had to play by his rules. That was the way he saw the world. But it was also the lie I repeated to soothe my ego. In reality, it was the lie I told myself so I could remain in the same room as him. The truth was simple. Alexei Dimitrov frightened me. There was something unnerving about him, about the way he spoke, the way he acted, the way he looked inside me, studying something only he could see, something he wanted. That he was twice my age and half my size didn't matter. Neither did my previous career in the Bulgarian army. Something about him chilled me to the bone. To this day I wonder how much of that fear came from his presence, or the fact that I read the police reports and seen the photographs of his crime scenes. Would I have felt the same way if we met under different circumstances? Maybe. Probably. But there was something different about him. Something we shared. "I'm sorry, please continue," I said, half hoping he would stop talking and end the session early. I think he considered it. I think he considered my delay as a violation of our rules, but the half-smoked cigar changed his mind. With a stern nod he acknowledged my apology and resumed his tale. It wasn't in his stomach. That was where I found the Christmas decorations in the Englishwoman, Mrs. Chapman. The ashtray was in his chest, where his lungs should have been. Don't ask me how I knew, but I got the feeling he had something in that area the moment I laid eyes on him. I can always tell which ones have something hidden inside them by the glow. Some shine blue, others are red. The blue ones usually fight harder. Of course, once I've seen the light, I've got to cut them open and find out what it is. Mr. Levski always knows, but he won't tell me. He wants me to find out for myself. "Mr. Levski?" I asked, hoping the cigar would keep him from ending the conversation. I had theories about the voice he heard. I was convinced he spoke to the conjoined twin whose limbs the state hospital had surgically removed during their adolescence. They had two working hearts, but apparently still shared a single set of lungs. The parasitic sibling inside him was the most logical explanation. At least it made sense to me. As a twin to a dead brother, I understood survivor guilt. The grief and denial that would lead a broken mind to create an imaginary friend. The only difference was that with my dead brother in my head, the conversations were all one-sided events. But I needed him to expand. I needed him to tell me more about Mr. Levski. It didn't work though. For a moment, the only movement was the rising smoke of his half-burned cigar. He stared at me once more with a look that said, "I'll let you off once." His forehead wrinkled slightly and he breathed in through his nostrils, inhaling the smoke that escaped through his mouth a second before. If looks could kill, that stare would have made me his 17th. With his mouth a grim slash amid his stubbled face, his eyes unmoving, he laid the half-smoked Cuban down and called to the guard. Our conversation was over. Well, thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, all my books are available on Amazon. And most importantly, have a great Halloween.